In this video, we will demonstrate how to properly use the EasyStand Bantam Supine controller. The controller has three positions: neutral, sit to stand, and supine. Pull up and hold the red collar while shifting the whole knob to change position settings. When used strictly in sit to stand or supine, the unit raises from a seated position to a vertical standing position and back to sitting. While in supine, the angle of the back and legs are fixed in a lying orientation, or a fully vertical standing position. Position changes are accomplished by putting the supine controller in the desired mode, either sit to stand or supine, and then raising or lowering the unit using the power uplift. Note that the user can be positioned at any position in between those ranges. This can help with acclimation to position changes or to change position if fatigue sets in. The controller enables seamless position changes and therapeutic opportunities not possible or as easily accomplished in other standing devices. The supine controller enables even more positioning possibilities when modes are used in conjunction. A few examples. If we start a standing session in sit to stand mode and move from sitting to standing, a user may remain in this position for a wide range of time. But let's say a user starts to fatigue when fully vertical. This is often telegraphed by loss of head control. In that scenario, we could switch the supine controller from sit to stand into supine mode. Therefore, we can lie the user back slightly to rest and recover, but remain in the stander and potentially return to the vertical position and stand in short sessions, repeating this vertically standing to slight supine standing cycle. As noted, this results in a longer cumulative standing duration and may limit the need to transfer in and out of the device if fatigue sets in. Another use case worth highlighting is transferring a user into the Bantam in the supine position or a flat to load transfer. With the supine controller in supine mode, we raise the unit to the full vertical standing position and remain there for a standing session. Maybe we are working on lateral seat-to-seat transfers or training standing pivot transfer out of the unit. We can switch to sit-to-stand mode and now lower the unit to a seated position. Now let's discuss the neutral mode. The neutral position allows the lower leg and foot supports and the back support to move freely at the hip and knee pivot points, enabling partial or full supine manual positioning. One use case of the neutral setting. It can be used to manually set the angle of the back and or hip knee flexion to match the support surface of the Bantam to a person's custom seating system. Once the desired angles have been achieved, use the controller to switch into supine to lock those angles. If sit to stand is selected in this position, the back will continue to recline and the legs extend towards a full supine or partial lying position. That said, when the angles are locked into place using supine, the unit can be reclined while maintaining the back and leg angles, which may be a more optimal transfer position for those being lifted. Once a user is securely in the stander, you can raise the unit vertically until the legs are in a completely vertical orientation. At this point, a user could stand in a partial weight-bearing position, or we can use the combination of sit-to-stand and supine positioning for another unique case. For some users who have muscle tightness or non-fixed contractures, after standing for some length of time they may experience a release. And by switching the supine controller to sit-to-stand, we can now incrementally increase the angle of the hips and knees toward vertical, illustrating a positive progression toward fully vertical standing over time. A final note on the neutral setting. The neutral position is only intended to be used when transitioning between sit-to-stand and supine modes, or when manually setting the angle or position of the back and legs. Do not leave the controller in the neutral position with a person in the Bantam. It should always be returned to the supine or sit-to-stand position after use. The Bantam is only raised or lowered in the supine or sit-to-stand modes. Some additional usage instructions. When switching between modes, specifically going from supine or neutral back to sit-to-stand, ensure the unit is fully locked into sit-to-stand mode by securing the foot bracket to the base frame. Listen for a clicking sound to confirm the unit is locked in sit-to-stand mode. If the back support or foot supports can move forward or backward, the unit is not yet locked in sit-to-stand mode. This mode allows the user to move between sitting and standing positions while maintaining constant angles for the back and foot support bracket. Make all seat depth and following arm adjustments with the controller in the sit-to-stand mode. A properly fitted and adjusted headrest must be used with the supine option. Do not make back angle adjustments while in supine mode. Once the controller is set to supine mode, the unit is locked. The foot bracket supports and back support are locked in relation to each other. When in partial or full supine, the user can be elevated to an upright position or descended to a reclined position. Elevate the unit only until the footplate bracket is perpendicular to the floor. Do not continue past this point to avoid damage. If the foot bracket reaches perpendicular to the floor, but the user wants to stand straighter, switch the controller to sit-to-stand mode to continue safely. A limit switch in supine mode cuts the actuator's current when the leg rest carrier is perpendicular to the floor, preventing over travel and damage. More information about the Bantam line of standers or full instructions for use can be found at EasyStand.com.